Hey there, thank you for joining me for today's practice. My name is Paula. Today is a sequence that is really great if you've been sitting at your desk a lot, lovely in the evening. We're going to work through the upper body, but it is a whole body practice as well. So make sure you're nice and comfortable and let's make a start. We're going to make a start in our child's pose today. Bringing the big toes together. Knees a bit wider than the torso, and then walking your hands forward. And you can start with the arms quite relaxed if you would like to, stacking one hand on top of the other, or making two fists if you need a bit more height there. Take a moment here to settle into the breath, settle into the body. Allowing the hips to be heavy. And starting to lengthen into your breathing. Slowing down the inhale and slowing down the exhale. And then extending the arms forward if they've been bent, palms flat on the mat. Maybe the forehead comes down. Taking a big in breath to lengthen out through both sides of the waist. As you exhale, press down through the hands and reach the tailbone down towards the heels. One more time like that. Inhale, lengthening out through both sides of the waist. As you exhale, press down towards the heels. And then shifting the weight forward into your tabletop position, setting up the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and starting with some circles over the wrists and back over the knees. Just feeling the weight into the 10 knuckles of the hands. Staying connected to your breathing here. And then changing the direction of the circle. Crown of the head is reaching forward. Sense of a long spine. And then coming back to stillness, we're going to peel the right hand off. So you lift off onto the knuckles and then continue to come up onto the fingertips and then place the fingers and then the palm back down. So just continue. We're trying to activate through the forearms here and just strengthen a little bit through those wrists and fingers. Just continue. Easy breathing. And place that down. Let's go with the left hand. So peeling off to the knuckles and then onto the fingers. Fingers and then palm. Palm, fingers, fingers, palm. So just continue here. Trying to activate through the forearms, the top of the left arm. And then placing that back down. Turning the fingers out to the side here and starting to take these elephant walks. So just shifting the weight side to side. Remembering that feeling of peeling the hands off the mat. And just keeping that here as well. You might open the hands out a little bit wider if you'd like to as well. Check in with your breath. And then continue to walk the hands back so the fingers end up pointing towards your knees and start to come to stillness. If this is too strong for your wrists, then please feel free to point them forward again. Taking a couple of cat-cows here, so releasing the navel down, chest draws forward, lifting the eyes, take an inhale. As you exhale, press the mat away, draw the front of the body towards the back body, tuck the chin in, and then again, inhale into your cow, and then exhale into your cat. You continue with your own breath cycle for a couple more rounds. Try to notice which part of the spine you're moving through. Finishing off your last round, come back to your neutral spine, spin the fingers back to face the top of the mat. Take the left hand off to the side and let's take our karate chop action. Blade of that right hand onto the floor or the mat, and then reach that right hip back towards the heel. And then going over to the other side, right hand down, karate chop that left hand, and then reach that left heel, that left hip back towards the left heel. So really finding this line on the inner edge of the left arm into the armpit and through the side body. Go to the other side. Inhale, blade down, exhale, press back. One more time. Inhaling, exhale, chop down, exhale, reach back. And then coming back into your tabletop, hands a little bit further away, tuck the toes under, pressing up into your down facing dog. Finding your down dog, hands shoulder distance apart, feet hip distance apart. And feeling free to take a bit of movement here, pedaling the feet. And then settling the heels back down. Taking a moment just in your down dog, steady gaze, full breath in and breath out. Shifting the weight forward to the hands, shifting slightly over to the right, circle to the left, and then back. Think about your left hip and the right hip. So we're really taking some circles here and shifting from down facing dog to our plank position, almost plank. So hips circle to the right, to the left and back. So just continue. So we're shifting the weight forward and then back. Easy breathing. And then press back into your down facing dog. Hold it here, taking one more full breath. Rising up into the balls of the feet. Take that right leg up to your three-legged dog. Keep the leg parallel. Soften through this left knee. Take one more inhale, reach the right heel up, and then exhale. Knee to nose, lift through the belly to step that right foot forward, coming into your low lunge. Left knee down, release the top of the left foot down. Sweep the arms up alongside the ears. Take a moment here. Thinking about zipping up through the front of the body. Inhale, reach up through the fingertips. Maybe you can shift the hips a little bit further forward, but continue to contain the pubic bone to navel. Interlacing the hands at the base of the head. Let the head relax into the hands, lifting the eyes, lifting the sternum if that's available. One more full breath, inhaling. Staying for the exhale, maybe there's a bit more space. And then releasing the hands down. Tuck the back toes under, lift the left knee off. Toe heel this right foot across the mat and shunt this left knee next to that right ankle. Sitting the hips down. Right hand behind you, take that left arm up, inhale. Exhale, hooking that left elbow over the right thigh and then turning the eyes to look over the right shoulder. Just coming into your Matsyendrasana twist here. Try to keep both sitting bones down. Take an inhale to grow out through both sides of the waist. As you exhale, see if there's any more space. Without forcing. One more full breath. On the next inhale, release your twist and come into an open twist. So you're going to place that right arm to the inside of that right leg, left hand behind you now, growing out through both sides of the waist, looking over that left shoulder. And returning back to center, shift the weight forward. If you need to just uncross your legs and make your way back down to down dog, that's absolutely fine. Otherwise, shift the weight forward, hands down, step back, down facing dog. Just take a moment in your down facing dog. Thinking about spinning the triceps back, lengthening through both sides of the waist, and press down through the inner edges of the hands. Long, smooth breaths. Let's come back into those circles from down dog to plank, but this time we're going to shift the weight to the left wrist, right hip, left hip. So we're just taking the opposite direction than we did before. Keep pressing the mat away, particularly as you come forward into that plank position. Just one more. Finding your down dog. One more full breath. Long, smooth exhale. Rising up into the balls of the feet. Take that left leg up to your three-legged dog. Soften through the right knee. Take another inhale to lift that left heel up a little bit higher. Exhale, left knee to nose. Press the mat away. Lift through the belly to step that left foot forward. Right knee comes down. Release the top of the right foot down. Sweep the arms up into your Anjaneyasana or low lunge. Zipping pubic bone to navel. Take another inhale, reach up through the fingertips. As you exhale, option here to interlace the fingers at the base of the head, letting the head rest back into the hands. Maybe sternum and eyes start to lift. One more full breath, inhaling. As you exhale, maybe there's a little bit more space. And then releasing the hands down, framing the front foot. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee off. Toe heel this left foot across, and then shunt the back knee coming down to your seat. Trying to get both sitting bones down as much as you can. Left hand behind you, reach the right arm up, inhale. Exhale, hooking that right elbow over the left thigh. And as you exhale, turning towards the left shoulder. Trying to keep the shoulders directly over the hips. Try to slow down the breathing. This naturally becomes a little bit more shallow with the constriction, but if you can, try to continue to extend into the breath. Just one more full breath here. Lengthen up through both sides of the waist. As you exhale, see if there's any more space. And then on the next in-breath, spinning to the other side, open twist, left arm to the inside of that left leg, right hand behind you, looking over the right shoulder. Steady gaze with the eyes. And then let's return back to center. Shift the weight forward, planting the hands down. Make your way back into your down facing dog. Just taking a moment here in your down dog. Looking forward towards the hands. Hands can come a little bit closer together, stepping the right foot to the outside of the right hand and the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Sitting down into your Malasana squat. Palms come together. Pressing the elbows into the inner thighs, a little bit of a gentle squeeze in with the inner thighs to lengthen up through the crown of the head. Release that right hand down and take that left arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, and then as you exhale, go the other way. Left hand down, right arm up. And then coming back. Option to stay here with your hands together in your prayer. If it's available, you might want to take your broken wing variation. So that's hooking that right palm to the right side waist, and then elbow stays on the inner edge of that right leg. It might be enough for you to just try one side at a time. If you can, you just do both sides at the same time. Just find the breath. Just allow the hips to be heavy. One more full breath. Gently release the hands. Bring the hands forward and then rotate the feet parallel as you lift the hips up. Walk the feet a little bit close together so they're hip distance apart, letting the back of the neck relax. Take an inhale into your halfway lift. crown of the head reaches long, and then exhale, forward fold. Feel free to keep the knees bent as much as you need to here. Option to take a variation of placing the forearms to the back of the calves, or you might just like to take hold of your elbows or forearms for a couple of breaths. Weight shifting forward onto the balls of the feet. Back of the neck is relaxed. And then let's release the hands. Bend the knees, step back to down facing dog. And then coming down onto all fours once again. Place the right forearm down. And we're going to use the left forearm to give ourselves a little bit of a massage. So we're just using our forearm and rolling across the forearm here. So these muscles that get very tight from using the computer, using our phones and devices. So just moving across the fleshy part of the forearm, keeping the breath open. And then just swapping it around when you're ready. Left forearm down. So we're just really rolling across with the opposite forearm. And as much as possible, using the fleshy part of our forearm and targeting that area as well. Just the last couple of breaths. And then when you're ready, let's release that. Hips stay over the knees, and then walking the hands forward, coming into your happy puppy. Maybe the forehead or the chin can come down. Tops of the feet stay down. Continue to wrap the armpits to face one another. And then allow the sternum to continue to melt down towards the mat. And then when you're ready, come up a little bit so you can bring the forearms down, come all the way down onto the belly. Take the hands out off your mat, onto your fingertips, press down through the tops of the feet, coming up into your striking cobra, taking an inhale as you come up, and then exhale as you come down. And again, inhale, up, and then exhale to come down. And again, inhale, come up. This time, turn the head to the right, lefty comes down, turn the head to center, inhale, center, turn the head to the left, right ear down, and center. Hands underneath the shoulders, press yourself back towards the heels, coming into your Japanese seated position here. If this is too uncomfortable for you, you could just come to cross legs. Interlacing the hands behind the back, crossing the right thumb on top first, just starting to squeeze the shoulder blades together, reach the hands down, start to lift the hands away from the back if there's space. Maybe lift the sternum, lift the eyes, taking an inhale, and then exhale, coming back to center. Bring both hands over towards the right as if into a holster. Draw that right elbow back, shoulders are square to the front, and then dropping the right ear down to the right shoulder. And you might like to close your eyes, drawing the tip of the left shoulder away from the left ear. And then inhale, come back to center. Releasing the hands, give the shoulders a bit of a circle out. Taking an inhale. As you exhale, shift the weight forward, palms spin back, fingers pointing back, and then exhale to draw the navel in, tuck the chin in towards the chest. And then inhale, sitting back down. Going again, this time left thumb is on top. Try to squeeze the shoulder blades together, shoulder heads back, and then starting to reach those hands down, maybe lifting the arms a little bit further away from the back. Take an inhale, lift the sternum, lift the eyes, and then exhale,
Coming back to center. Bring the hands over to the left hand side now, squeezing that left elbow in, shoulders square to the front, and then dropping the left ear down to the left shoulder. Drawing the tip of the right shoulder away from the right ear. Find the breath. Just noticing if there's any space that starts to open up. And then inhale, return the head back to center, releasing those arms. Once again, give the shoulders another circle out. And this time let's change the direction of the circle. Just releasing the arms down, take an inhale. As you exhale, shifting the weight forward, palms down, exhale, C-curve through the spine, tuck the chin in, and then sitting the hips back down. Sitting over to one side, almost there now. Lying down onto your back. Just taking a moment here in your constructive rest position, feet hip distance apart, shoulder heads resting back. And then let's press down through the feet. Lift the hips up slightly over towards the left and place it back down. Bring the knees up to your 90-degree position and then dropping the knees over to the right. Opening the arms up to your cactus arms, so elbows shoulder distance apart if you can. And then you can close down the eyes. If you'd like a little bit more rotation through the neck, you can turn towards the left. Just allowing that left shoulder blade to be heavy. Allowing the legs to be heavy. Really allowing everything to slow down. And then let's start to bring the legs back to center. Arms can stay where they are if you'd like, or bring them down for a moment. Press down through the feet, take the hips slightly over towards the right now, lift the legs up and then dropping them over to the left. And that top knee can slide back a little bit. We don't have to keep them stacked knee to knee. And this time we're allowing that right shoulder blade to be heavy. Encourage the legs to be heavy too. Last couple of breaths here. Is there any way you can let go? And then let's bring the feet back to the mat so you can bring the legs back, shift the hips back towards the center, hug the knees in towards the chest, giving the knees a little bit of a circle, just massaging out the lower back, going in the other direction. And then back to center, placing the feet down. And then whenever you're ready, extending their legs out long, making sure that you feel nice and comfortable. So if you need to pop something warmer on, feel absolutely free to do what makes you feel comfortable. And if there's anything distracting you when you come into your lying position, like it might be a watch or your hair tied up in a particular way or anything like that, just remove any of those distractions so you can come to rest. Staying with the breathing as we transition into our Shavasana. This long, slow breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Knowing there's nothing else to do here, allow yourself to come to complete rest. Staying here for the next few minutes. Feel absolutely free to stay here for as long as you need to. Thank you so much for joining me for today's practice. I will see you next time. Namaste.